one-way flight. First winter winds when new dreams stand. Left my home with a hopeful heart, trust and faith for a brand new start. Work by day, study nights, whisper prayers, quiet fights. Every step made me strong. This is where I now belong. I know the road you're walking on, the fear, the fight to carry on. You don't have to stand alone. We'll walk with you toward brighter days. Under the sun we rise as one. Sun unity, a journey home. Through every storm you're not alone. Together we are strong. Hand in hand we'll walk with you where brighter days belong. Under the sun we rise as one. Sun unity.
Hello, everyone. Good afternoon, good evening, good morning. So this is your Kuya Nikki. Once again, maayong adlaw sa inyong tanan. Magandang araw po sa inyong lahat. So we are live now with our podcast today. So Real Talks Under the Sun. So we do have a special guest today. So sa mga gustong tumaas yung score nila sa English exam, so please do share this live session. It's gonna be a very interesting and educational session. So please do share as we prepare for our visitor today. So yun, mapapasubok yung ating English because, as the title of this podcast, this is our official first podcast. No? We do have a visitor from CELPIP. So kung may mga katanungan kayo about CELPIP, if you have any questions, if you are in doubt how to apply the exam, please share this live session so para mas marami tayong matulungan. Okay, so sa mga viewers po natin, once again, this is your Kuya Nikki from Sun Unity Immigration. So we are here. I am an education consultant. As you can see, si Ate Oshi ninyo, or Princess Sun, my wife, is the regulated Canadian immigration consultant. We do offer all types of services, mapa student, worker, or tourist, extensions, PGWP, name it po. No, if you have any questions, you can always send us an email. Ito po, running. There you go. info@sununityimmigration.com. If you have any questions about your permanent residence, if you need help, just send us an email. We'll be happy to help you out. If you want also to book a free consultation with me, Kuya Nikki, as an education consultant, just visit sununityimmigration.com. And also, if you want to book a consultation with Ate Oshin, our regulated Canadian immigration consultant, it's only $100 for an hour consultation with a licensed immigration consultant. Ayan. Hello. So please, pa-share lang po ng live natin. So para marami tayong ma-reach, no? We are simultaneously live sa Sun Unity Immigration Facebook page. And also, we're also live po sa Facebook ko din, Kuya Nick or Nick Sun. And our first video, actually, for our YouTube channel, Sun Unity Immigration, is this podcast. So it's very, what do you call this one? It marks one of our first videos. So Real Talks Under the Sun. So we can always talk anything. Now, as your kuya, I'll be here, gonna guide you. So this is one way for us to help our kababayans, lalo na sa mga nahirapan ngayon or having a hard time to pass, lalo for our international students. As we know, English proficiency exam is now mandatory if you want to apply for your postgraduate work permit. And not only that, some school also require for the admissions as well. So we're going to talk about everything about CELPIP. And to start our program today, I'm just going to make sure I get... Okay, there you go. I'm just going to share this one again. Just give me 1 second. Okay, please do help me welcome Anna Baxter, the Senior Manager of Business Development for CELPIP. And here she go. Hi, Anna.
Hi, how are you?
Good. How are you? Welcome to our first episode on our podcast, Real Talks Under the Sun.
I'm so honored to be here. as they always say, you never forget your first. So we're going to make this happen today.
Yes, and just to share, Anna, to all our viewers, this is just first part of our series for CELPIP, helping our kababayan. We call it kababayans. It's countrymen.
Yes, like
Yes, the
community.
community. And have you been to the Philippines, Anna?
No, unfortunately, I have not yet. I'm hoping maybe sometime in my future I'll have that opportunity. I hear wonderful things, so hopefully that'll happen.
I know because Canada. I don't know, but I think this is the second destination that most of the Filipinos are going, aside from the U.S. It's still number one. U.S. is still the number one, but I think Canada will be competing with the U.S. So hopefully Canada will be the number one destination for Filipinos because they know how life here is way better than the U.S., especially when it comes to politics, it comes to the healthcare. So a lot of things that they need to learn. But first, we need to focus on the CELPIP. So
Well,
I
there are
know,
many reasons to come here.
I know there's a lot of reason. Niagara
Yeah.
Falls is one.
Oh, there you go.
And where are you right now? Where are you located now? In
So
Canada.
I'm in Toronto.
Hmm.
So I was actually born and raised here. So this is I'm a second generation immigrant. So my parents came over 50 years ago from Ecuador, from South America. So
Okay.
I am now here. Yeah, and I love being here. So my husband and I were both Canadians, but we love we love our country, so we're here.
Perfect. So, like I said, this is about what they always said. This is a country of immigrants.
Yes,
When we say
absolutely.
Canadian, it's not black, it's not white, it's not brown.
Yeah.
Everyone is equal here in Canada. And yeah, how's the weather? Like I said, you are in Toronto. I am in Niagara
Yes.
Falls. We're just like an hour and a half drive away,
But
but
it's not too much of a difference, I believe. I mean, now spring is starting to come out and you can see trees blooming, flowers blooming,
yes.
trees growing. So it's actually really nice that the weather is starting to
Mhm.
change. So it's more
You know,
spring now.
I can see a lot of cherry blossoms right now
Yeah.
all over Niagara Falls. It's very wonderful. And of course I can see green leaves growing. And of course a lot of the winter was not that bad compared to last year, but I guess I don't know, how can you compare the winter last year and this year?
I honestly like cold weather, so I can't really complain too much, but it was much longer this year than last. So I think a lot of people had enough of the cold weather. So we're all ready for, I think, summer mainly.
I see. Okay, I know everyone is
Yeah.
excited. Once again, please, to all our viewers, please help us share this live session. So we're again live on our three platforms on the official Facebook page of Sun Unity Immigration and on my personal Facebook as well. And the first video we have for our YouTube channel, Sun Unity Immigration. So Anna, tell us more about CELPIP.
Yeah, let me share my screen. I'm ready to dive in. So
Yes. Okay.
let's get this going. Okay, so can you see my screen?
Yes.
Just to be sure. Okay, perfect. All right. So I'm again very happy to be here with Nick or Nikki. I like your name. It's really interesting. Just a little bit about me. I basically work with the CELPIP test, and I'll talk a little bit about what that is. And I usually work with partners like Nikki and try to help the community with as much information and uh, give the support that is necessary. So we're always here to help out. And on a side note, I love puzzles, especially if it's building Legos. So that's my obsession, basically. So I shall now dive right into CELPIP. So CELPIP basically is an English proficiency test, and it's a test that's mainly used for immigration purposes, for citizenship, as well as PGWP. and other work purposes, professional designations. You can use it for other purposes as well. And it basically tests all the 4 main skills, which is listening, reading, writing, speaking. And then this one is done only on the computer, but you do need to go to a test center to do the test. So, but it's the listening, reading, writing, and speaking will also be on the computer. And then you also can complete this in one sitting. And I think one of the great things about this test is the test in itself is actually 3 hours long, but it doesn't take you necessarily 3 hours to complete the test. You could start at the same time as everyone else, but then you go at your own pace. So if you finish one section faster, you continue. So there have been moments where people can finish the test in 1.5 hours, 2 hours, 2.5 hours. So it really depends on each person individually. And we also have these great tools like a digital timer. And for the writing section, there's a spell check. So if you write the word incorrectly, it will be underlined and you can choose the correct word. And I don't know if many people know about this, but we do have 2 versions of the CELPIP test. One is called CELPIP General and the other is CELPIP General LS. The general test is the one you would need for permanent residency. And for most purposes, because this is the complete test, you would be required to take the general test. This one is accepted in Canada as well as in Australia. So if anyone is also considering, or if you have friends or family members that are considering moving to Australia for their visa applications, they can also take the CELPIP test. Now, the CELPIP LS is specifically and exclusively here in Canada. So this is for the Canadian citizenship. So if you are required to show your English proficiency for Canadian citizenship, then you would take this test. It's half the test. Is technically the CELPIP LS stands for listening and speaking. And then you can see the costs of the test. So the full test is $295. And I would recommend, if you are thinking about taking the test, try to register soon. By mid-June, so June 15th, the cost of the test will go up to 299 Canadian. So if you would like to take advantage of the discount of the price right now, the original price at the moment, then I would recommend to take the test soon or to register for the test. And then the LS is $195. Great. And Nikki, I heard that you also took the CELPIP test. Is that correct?
Yes, I did. It was way back 2017. So I would should ask, when this CELPIP started, by the way, Anna, if you don't mind.
Oh, sure. Absolutely. So this started many, many years ago. So the actual test, it was developed in BC. So it's the University of British Columbia, and they developed the test mainly for the purpose of immigration. So we know that a lot of people, when taking these tests, sometimes it might have a lot of academic content or other types of different scenarios. So what we wanted to do was to create a test that is basically everyday English, everyday language use. So this test really reflects that. And many people who take the test will understand that it really has a lot to do with the Canadian lifestyle, Canadian accents, or North American accents that you will be listening to. So that reflection of even having conversations, talking to your family, talking to your boss, all that will be reflected on this test. So there's a lot of things that you will see that is related or relatable to everyday life.
I mean, this is so great because you mentioned this is a Canadian-made test at the same time, specifically for the immigration as well.
Absolutely, yes.
Yeah.
And now,
So,
and nowadays, I think we're actually trying to even have more acceptance even at the university and college level. So there's some vocational programs, some master
Mhm.
degrees that can be used also with the CELPIP test. And we do have, even, for example, Lambton College now accepts the CELPIP test for higher education.
Mhm.
So if you're uh, going to go to college, you can use this test as well. So we're trying to get acceptance so you could have one test for everything.
Wow. And show with the picture that you show right now, what's those 46 to 55 minutes? Is that the duration of the
Yes,
exam?
that's the time of every section of the test. So the listening
Okay.
is it's about an hour.
Uh-huh.
And then the reading is about the same. Writing is almost again an hour. It's a little bit less, but it's almost. And then the speaking is about 12 to 15 minutes long. And
Okay.
I'll go over it a little bit more in detail
Mhm. And the
in a few
price once
slides
again is
over.
295. And is that
Yes.
including the tax or plus the tax, you know?
No, this would be 295 plus tax. So you would have to add in the tax for that. So it
Okay.
comes
And
out to roughly, I think, about 340, about around there with the tax.
I see. And any price change that we need to take note?
Yes, as I mentioned before, this will be changing very soon. So June 15th, the price will go up to
Oh,
299. It's not too much of a big jump, but it will go up a little bit. So if you want to take advantage now of the price, then I would recommend you register ahead of time.
okay. So once again, shout out to everyone. If you want to save money, please do register through CELPIP before June 15. I think Anna will gonna guide us how to register it online. Anna?
Yes, absolutely. Yes, we're going
Okay.
to continue on with that. This one here, this slide, just very quickly, is the comparison with the CLB, which is the Canadian Language Benchmark. So when you are
Mhm.
applying for permanent residency, you will need a required CLB level, which is exactly the same as the CELPIP levels. So if you require, for example, a 9, that would be the the equivalency of the CELPIP 9 as well, so that at least there's no confusion here. And then, just very general, we are in many countries, especially the Philippines. We have many locations. We'll
Oh.
talk about that as well. So if you're in St. Catharines, because I know this is your city, your area, Nikki, that
Mhm.
if you are going to do the test in Niagara, this is the location to be. It's BITS testing service. But of course, in Toronto, there's many different locations. Here are a few that I've listed that are very well known. If you want to do the test there, that's an option. But of course, we have to talk about the Philippines. We've got many,
Oh.
many test locations. And if you want to go, there's a link at the bottom where you can
Mhm.
see all the different locations there, but you can also do it when you are registering, which I will show you in a minute.
Yeah, I mean, just
And
to give
then,
you an idea, those cities that you mentioned about the Philippines,
yes,
these are very what do you call this one? Accessible to everyone. The Cavite, Cebu, Ilocos Sur, Manila, Misamis Oriental, Negros Occidental. So, guys, this is a great news. Even if you're in the Philippines, actually, you can take the exam. And Anna, do you have the idea the validity of the exam? Like, how long does it expire?
well, all tests have a validity of 2 years, so
Okay,
it does expire, but you have 2 years.
okay, that's good to know. But
Yeah.
yeah, thank you for this. This is great
Yeah,
news. Yes,
absolutely.
centers in the
Yeah, and
Philippines.
we're excited as well. We are trying to always open up more test centers, so hopefully in the future we'll
Yeah.
have
But
many more cities added to the list.
yeah, so these are huge cities, Anna. Those
Ye-
cities that you mentioned, these are you. I think if you go to the link below,
mhm.
celpip.ca, the country Philippines, if you can select Cebu, or they will give you the specific, like how many test center in Cebu, in Cavite, like do you have two or one or just one in one city?
Currently, I believe we have just one. but
Firstly.
you can see the locations to see
Mhm.
what the options are. But I'm going to show you also later on how to register. So even if you're registering here in Canada or in the Philippines, I will show you how the registration process goes.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah. And then just very quickly, obviously, if you are applying for Canadian immigration, these are some of the options that you have, some of the pathways. And I know Nikki, he's the expert, and his wife as well. So you can ask him all those questions, but not me. And then in this side here, we also accept the CELPIP test for other purposes. And as I mentioned before, like in Australia, you can use it for visa applications as well as professional organizations or professional designations. The same in Canada. There are universities, colleges, and vocational programs that will accept it, but you just need to go to that link that is there, and you can check out a list of all the accepting institutions. Or just take a photo if you can. And
Yeah.
then how to register. So let's go here. Very simply, we're going to talk about the registration. But before I get into that, I also wanted to mention ahead of time that we will be giving out a free study product that has a value of $25. This one is called CELPIP Accelerate Reading and Writing. It's
Wow.
their video contents, and it has over 50 hours of content. And I would
Mhm.
highly recommend it. It goes step-by-step videos. It gives you information. You have quizzes, and they will focus on one specific test. So that way you can go to see what you need to do, how you need to respond. So it'll give you a lot of great information. And there is the voucher code or the discount code there. So again, I recommend if you can take a photo. This will expire soon, so I recommend highly to take advantage of getting the free study product, even if you're not registering right away, but at least it'll give you time to practice ahead of time.
Yes. Or you can just message us, Sun Unity Immigration, for the promo code for this one.
Absolutely. You have all the information. Now,
Yes.
to register, when you go directly to celpip.ca, you
Mhm.
will see on the main page, it's going to say find a test date. So on the main page, what you're going to do is click on the test type. So that's the first thing that's the first box that will appear. And you will choose CELPIP General for immigration purposes, for example, or the LS just for citizenship. So once you click on the right section, then it'll take you to the country. So then you will select, in this case, I'm selecting Canada because I am here. But if you are, for example, in the Philippines, then you will scroll down and then select the Philippines. Then you're going to put the region. In this case here, we have Ontario. And then the city, for example, St. Catharines. Now, even if you don't know the test date, don't worry about that. You can just click on Find, and then it'll give you options on the different locations, the different test dates. So the computer will do everything for you. And it's very simple to follow through the instructions. So it's made, even for me, who's not very tech savvy, this is pretty simple to do. And then once you've done that, once you've selected the date, and then you decide, okay, this is the test that you want to do, the next step, they'll ask you why you're taking the test. So the test purpose, if it's for permanent residency or if it's for Australian visa, for citizenship, you will click on the options that are given to you, and then you will continue. So the next step right after that
Um,
is,
and
oh, let me go back. Yes, no, go ahead.
sorry to interrupt, but for specifically for just since we're here already for the test purpose, for the
Yeah.
PGWP, which one would be the Canadian permanent, the Canadian citizen? I just want to make sure because they might be confusing because both of them are IRCC, like the
Yes, for
first two.
PGWP, it would be the first one. You would put Canadian permanent residency, even if it's for PGWP. That's a fantastic question. Thank you for that.
There we go.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now everyone knows.
Of course, that's very important.
So once you've selected the date, then they'll tell you either to sign in, or if you do not have an account, you will sign up. So this is sort of a dummy account. I'll just say that because that's not my Gmail. So even if you try, you will not find me there. But this is just a sample of what you would do. If you do have your own account already, then just sign in. You put in your email password. If not, you sign up. And then what you're going to receive are 2 free practice tests. So 2 full mock tests will be given to you, and you can access it from your account. So at the moment, if you sign up and you're not registering for a test, that's okay. You will still have access to the 2 free practice tests. You will also receive free CELPIP Accelerate, the starter course. This is 5 hours of video content, but the full course is what I'm giving you, which is the 50 hours. And then if you are ready, you can register for a test. But if you just want to see information, what tests are out there, what locations, or you're also interested in ordering any of the study products, which I will show you in advance later on, you can see that, then you can access that. This is also your account where you can transfer or cancel a test date. So one of the important things is when you have the account, you've registered for the test, but if you're not ready, you want to transfer for another day, you can do that for free. The first time you transfer, it's free. There's no cost to it. The second time, there will be a fee. But the first time, if you transfer it, then you can do it anytime. It has to be done up to 7 days in advance. Now, if you cancel the test, that is different. If you cancel 7 days before, then they will charge you 50% of the test. So just be very careful. Once you register, make sure that's the date that you want to take the test. If not, you can transfer for free. And you can also, once you've done the test, you can view your scores, you can download the report score. So these are some of the options that you have within your account.
Yes. And Anna, how long does it take for the exam to get the results?
It takes, technically, it takes 2 to 4 business days.
Okay.
So it's not that long. Yeah, it's within 2 to 4 business days, and you will be able to access your score within your CELPIP account.
Okay, just to give them, a timeline range.
That's right. Perfect. So let's move on. So another question that will be asked is your identification document. So this is going to be very important, especially, for example, if you're here in Canada, you do need to have a valid passport. And the same goes if you're taking it in the Philippines, you need a valid passport. Now, the other identification that is used here, you could also have a refugee claimant status form. So that's another option that is given to you in Canada. But usually when it's overseas, you will be required to have an original up-to-date passport. So make sure the passport is not expired. Now, there have been instances, I don't know if you've seen this before or not, Nikki, but there have been instances where sometimes people register for the test with their old passport, and then they get a new passport, and then they go to the test with the new passport. Now, before you do that, make sure you tell us ahead of time that you're going to change your passport, because on our register, we're going to see your old passport. So it's not as simple just to switch and swap passports, but we need to make sure that what you registered with is the same identification that you are bringing on the test date. You have to bring the original document. So please make sure if you're going to change it to a new passport, let us know ahead of time so we can change all that information before you take the test. So hopefully that was clear.
Yes, of course. That's very important because we did have some friends that I knew that that happens to them, especially for the passport. So whatever you present or whatever you submit during the application, it should be if you have a new passport, just bring both of them, just to be sure, right?
Yeah, absolutely. But it's
That's good.
always better to avoid any issues, any problems, is to make the changes before. So if you have that chance, make the change before. So once you come in, we'll have the actual new valid passport that you have. So just make sure to do it ahead of
Yeah.
time if you can.
Okay, thank you.
Great. Now, so here we're just going to quickly go through this. We're going to have other series where we will focus specifically on each section of the test. Here, I'm just going to briefly mention a few things, but if you do have any questions, please let me know about this. So as we mentioned, the listening, that's one of the sections. That would be the first section in your test. And basically, you have 6 different parts, and there are the amount of questions you will have in each section. Now, for this test, the listening and the reading section at the beginning, it will be very simple. It will be easy to understand, but gradually it will be a little bit more challenging, but it's done on purpose. It's meant to be that way. So if later on the words will be a little bit more complex, the vocabulary, the grammar might be a little more complex. At the beginning, it'll be pretty simple. But just know that when you are listening, this will be played only once. And then the question will come after. So you do really need to pay attention. Plus, we will provide you with pen and paper. So you will have enough paper to write down your information. This is a good technique, is note taking for this section. And if you need more paper, you could just raise your hand and we'll give you additional paper if need be. And then this is what it looks like. So this is sort of like a screen shot of the actual test. So this is what it will look like when you take the test. So on one side, you'll be hearing the information, and then you will have the answers, the options there. Now, one of the great things about this test is that it will only be multiple choice. So the listening and the reading is only multiple choice. So there's no fill in the blanks. There's no mix and match. There's no additional ways to respond. You will have 4 options. You select one option. So it's nice and simple. And then you will always have the timer at the top, so you know how much time you have for that particular section. And then if you finish ahead of time, so if you know the answer and you're ready to move on, you hit next and you continue.
And Anna, I have a quick question. In
Mhm.
this part, oh, sorry. Oh, did I miss that one? Okay, there you go. So, just quick question about this. For example, I failed to put an answer, and then I just select next. Is
If
there
you
a time
don't have,
when?
yes, so what will happen is there will be a pop-up. So if you
Okay,
hit next without responding, there'll be a pop-up message saying that you haven't responded. Are you sure you want to continue without responding? But I always recommend put an answer. You at least have
okay.
25% chance of getting it correct.
Mm.
Even if you have the wrong answers, there's no points deducted. So if it's the time is almost up, I would recommend just select an answer. And what usually happens in a lot of these questions is usually there's 4 options. 2 is normally completely wrong. And then there's 2 that one is correct and the other might be correct. So there's always 2 that you really need to focus on. The rest is going to be incorrect. So when you can, or in the moments where you're not able to respond, select a quick response before you continue to the next part.
Yeah, it's just like a like an elimination. You eliminate those wrong
Yes,
answer or like common answers or same meaning, right?
that's right. Yeah, that's
Yes, but
exactly what it is.
so another question. Sorry about this. I have a lot of things when I see something.
Oh, yeah,
Because right now I see that listen to the question you will only hear only once. It means that you cannot repeat that question, right?
that's correct.
Okay.
Unfortunately, it's only played once, but most tests are designed that way where you will only hear it once and then you just respond to the questions right after. So make sure to really pay attention to the
Yes.
listening parts.
For listening, once again, it's only played once. Good if you're gonna be paid to, but It's only play once. So before you click the start or the play button, make sure you listen because you can't
Yeah,
review it anymore. But yeah, this is great.
absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is
And a
the
lot of these
actual exam.
sections,
Mhm.
yes. And a lot of these sections, usually it's a conversation between two people, three people maximum, and then just one person. So it depends on the section, but it doesn't go beyond that. So,
Okay. Wow, this is so great.
all right, continuing on to the reading section. This will be about 43 to 56 minutes long. Here you have 4 parts. And again, they are multiple choice questions, and you will have the screen divided with the reading component and then the multiple choice questions. So this will help you also with the digital camera or the digital information or the remaining time that you have there. It'll help you to know how much time you have for each section. So this is a nice sample of what I'm talking about. The
Wow.
passage will always be on the left-hand side and then the questions on the right. And if you have a section that looks like this, you will click on the arrow and then you will have 4 options. So as you can see, for example, in number 2, you have 4 options and you will always have access to the reading so you can try to find the correct response. And again, it's only multiple choice questions, so you don't need to write anything. You don't need to worry about your punctuations, your spelling. So here you just select what you think is the correct answer.
Good. And Anna, how many parts? I mean, I think I saw 5, right? Reading parts. I mean, part for the reading, if not
It's 4
mistaken.
parts.
Oh,
I'm
four
gonna see if
parts.
I can. Yes.
4 parts. There you go.
Yeah.
And because the first part, is that correct? If you can move the next slide, is it part one,
Yes.
right? The next slide,
Yes.
can you? Yeah, because this is part one, and time remaining, is that correct? 10 minutes or already past
Well,
a minute?
it actually depends. Yes. So it starts with 11 minutes, but time has already passed.
Okay,
But
I
you
just
can
want to,
see that it says 10 minutes there. So each
but it's
section
11
will be
minutes.
different. Yes. Well, actually, it depends because I'm going to go back where you could see it says 43 to 56 minutes. So one
Mhm.
section might be a little bit less or a little bit more, but it's usually not that much more.
Okay,
Yeah. So a section could be maybe the reading section is a little bit longer, so they might give you more time to respond to that question.
wow. And this is taken in an actual exam, right?
Yes, yes, yes. So this is
Wow.
what it would look like. Obviously, the questions will be different, but one of the great things is that these type of tests, it will be very similar. So if you have reading correspondence, this is what you're going to have uh, in every test that you do. So part 1 will be reading correspondence between 2 people. So one
Mhm.
person writes an email and then there's a response to that email. And then the second part is always a diagram. So there will be maybe you're choosing a vacation package or you're selecting the best country house. So there's always 4 options, and then you will select and look at all the information of each option. What would be the best value, the best price, the best maybe scenery. So you're going to be looking at all these various options when you're looking at the diagrams. Or maybe you're thinking about sending your son or daughter to a camp in the summer, so a summer camp, and they'll give you 4 options. So it's always something very similar to that.
Okay, that's very good. But you are giving them ideas already for those passages.
And again, it reflects real life. So when you're planning a
Mhm.
vacation, you go online, you check all the different options, you look at the pricing, you look at,
Mhm.
or even if you're purchasing a ticket to go to the Philippines, you're looking at the best deals, which airline gives you the best pricing. So all of that is very similar to what you would be doing here.
Perfect. Okay, that's great. So this is reading, guys, 43 to 56 minutes.
Yes. And the next one is the writing section. So there will be two parts to this. Now, one thing I want to mention, the writing here is general. So it's not academic writing. And a lot of it will be just following instructions, following the information. They will always give you a background information and you just have to follow the guides. And
Mm-hmm.
again, the great thing is you will have spell check. You can also underline, you can cut and paste. So if you need to move maybe one sentence, one idea, one word somewhere else, you can do that. So it's almost like Word, but it has a few functionalities, a few tools, but it doesn't have everything like Word would. But it does. It's very helpful though, for sure.
Yes, you mentioned about the spelling checker. So if you misspell a word, it will just
Yes.
like red underline.
Underline. Yeah.
Okay, and it can
In
be
red, and then
right.
sorry, can you repeat that again?
I'm sorry. It will be. I mean, you have the option when you click
Yes.
there will be
Absolutely.
a right spell
So
check.
once you click on the word that is underlined in red, it'll give you options of the correct spelling, and then you can just select it.
Perfect. And I saw that
Now,
it's 150 to 200 words. Is there also like a word counter?
there is, yes,
Okay.
absolutely. So you'll know how many words you've written.
Okay. Is it bad to the number of words is less than 200, or is it, or more than 200, which is good? Enough?
Well,
More? Yeah. Oh,
it's enough. I mean, usually I try to say don't go too far beyond 200. Usually
okay.
if it's like 210, maybe 220, don't go beyond that. The
Okay.
reason being is sometimes when you write too much, you might go off content. So you
Okay.
might go on a tangent and might not be writing the information that is being asked of you. So you might give too much extra information. So it's always best to focus. What's the question? What are my examples? What details can I give for that? And then just focus on that.
Okay.
Now, even though you do have spell check, one thing to mention is because you're typing, you can make typos. So little mistakes. So if I want to say is, but I put if, just be aware of that because the spelling is correct. So they're not going to underline it because you put the wrong word. The spelling is correct. So just be very careful at that. I'm always telling people just go back, reread the information, double check before you submit it. And
Okay.
then this is what it looks like. So this is task number 2. I thought it would be better to show task 2. Task 1 is an email. So you'll be responding to, actually you'll be writing an email. Maybe it's an email of invitation and in an email of something that you are not happy about. So there could be different instances as to why you're writing an email. But a lot of the times people don't know what task 2 is about. So task 2 is basically responding to a survey question. Now, the survey question always has to do about your community, about your work. So it'll always be about something that could be true. So in this case here, there's a small town, not very many people. They're going to build something and they're giving 2 options. So option 1 is to build a shopping complex or a shopping center, and then the other one is to build a park. So you have to say, oh, I think option 1 or option 2 or option A or option B is better. And then you have to give reasons why. So in the case here, you need to select one of the options and then give your reasons as to how this can benefit the community, how it's better than the other option, how, come up with ideas, with examples for that.
Okay. That's great. I mean, where can I see the timer or the word counter in this case, in this scenario?
Well, it's not shown here, but at the bottom, you will always see it at the bottom.
Okay.
It'll tell you you have this amount of words remaining. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So you will always see that. But here, and yes, unfortunately, you are correct that it's not shown here, but it will
Yeah.
be present on the day of the test for sure.
And Anna, just a quick question. I know spellings are important.
Yes.
spaces are, is it important, the spacing, or the, how you put it in a paragraph or the second paragraph, or
Mhm.
the
Yes, that would be important because it would be very difficult if you put everything in one paragraph.
uh-huh.
So let's say I have 3 reasons why we should have a park instead of a shopping center. So
Mhm.
maybe it's great for the community, people can get together, have a picnic. So if you're giving these reasons, these examples, then put those into paragraphs. So don't put everything together because it's very difficult to read. Even when you're writing an email, you don't put an email and just put one entire paragraph. So space them with the different ideas, with the different information that you're giving, the different
Mhm.
examples and details. So it looks better and it's easier to read. So yes, punctuation will also be very important as well.
I see. So make sure you double check everything: spelling, spacing, punctuations, and of course the number of words.
Yes.
And be mindful also with the time, because what will happen if, just in case the time lapse and you did not select or you did not click next, what will happen?
So if the time runs out, it'll
Uh,
just take you to the next page. Even if you haven't clicked next, it will
Okay.
automatically take you to the next page. So try to make sure that you give yourself enough time to think
Hmm.
about the ideas and then start writing it. When you're practicing at home, do that. Because sometimes I know there are people that are amazing typers. So they're just type quickly and they can write so much information very fast. But then there are other ones that need to take a little bit of time. So make sure you can see how much time it's taking you to respond to these questions. And with practice, it'll get better.
Yeah, because I know somebody that, when it comes to writing, they write it down in the paper first before they transfer it. So you
Yeah.
don't recommend that. You can just
And
directly.
that's going to take time. Yeah.
Okay, but yep,
Yeah.
guys, take note of this. These are very crucial in
Absolutely.
taking the exam because, like I said, any mistakes when it comes to spacing, capitalization, punctuations, or even just less words, it
It
can.
makes the when you're reading it, it makes it easier, but also
Mhm.
remember that the information that you're giving has to be easy to understand. It
Mhm.
flows. You're focused on the topic, so all that also will influence. So if you make minor mistakes, like you forgot a comma, you forgot something, that won't influence your score. Even if you do make a minor mistake, on like a minor spelling mistake, that will not influence your score. It's the information that you're giving. So if your information is there, even with the minor mistakes, it's okay. So always try to make sure that you're focused on what you need to produce than just focusing only on the punctuation or only on the grammar or only on the vocabulary words. But it's everything. So it encompasses the whole uh,
Yeah.
part of the test.
And Anna, who does the checking of for the writing? Is it a computer base or is a person?
No, we do have people that correct the speaking and the writing section, so both. So
Okay.
it is evaluated here in Canada. We don't send it abroad. So we do make sure we have Canadian examiners to correct the test.
Perfect.
Yes.
Okay, that's great.
All right, so let's move on. This is the speaking is usually pretty big. There's always a lot of questions here. So there are 8 tasks here. Now,
Wow.
mind you, I sometimes feel people are intimidated because they're like, "Oh, I have to speak for 90 seconds." I think we've spoken for an hour, or I don't know. It's just because you're comfortable speaking. But it's not that long. Like a lot of the sections, the most you're going to speak in 2 sections is 90 seconds. The rest is 1 minute. It's just 60 seconds. And yes, you will have time to prep. So there will be a moment where you can maybe write down something, get your ideas organized, and then talk about it. But again, it's meant to be different scenarios. So if I'm giving advice, every time you will always be giving advice. So if I say, Nikki, I want to learn a language. What would you recommend? I want to lose weight. What would you recommend? I'm looking for a new job. What would you recommend? So it will always be asking for advice, and then you are giving advice. So if you say, to learn a language, you can go to an app, practice, or have a tutor, a one-on-one tutor, or go to a different country to learn that language. So now you have different options, right? But when you're giving advice, don't just list all the things that people can do. If you give me one advice, now give me details. So what can I do? Give me more information about that. So all that will be important. Is a lot of the details will be very important when you're talking here. And the same, if you're talking about your personal experience, it will always be in the past. So if it was a memorable experience, what made it memorable, what happened, who was there, when did it happen, all that information will be important. Describing a scene, like let's say if you're walking down the street and you see an accident, you're going to call your friend, your mom, your dad, be like, look, I just saw an accident. This is what happened. You're describing the scene. So it's meant to mimic your real life. So you are actually producing this every day. So now you're doing it in a test. So this is sort of the comparison that I'm giving you, so you can understand why these questions come about. It's because it has to do a lot with your daily life.
And Anna, before you continue, in the speaking part, are they given something, or is there a person that they need to talk to, or?
It depends on the section. So if you're, for example, talking about a personal experience, then you can just say, oh, 20 years ago, this happened to me. And yes, you might be talking to somebody, but maybe you're just describing it. But if you're giving advice, you are talking to somebody. So you would have to, in that case, know who you're talking to. Maybe it's your best friend, maybe it's your sister, your brother, but they will give you a scenario. So they'll explain what the scenery is, and they'll say, okay, you're talking to this person, give advice. And so then you have to make it like a regular conversation. Be like, hey, John, I heard that you just lost your job. I'm really sorry about that. But I have some good suggestions. I have a friend that, he has these positions available. Maybe you should talk to him. So that is the conversation. And one of the things that I find so interesting nowadays is that we use technology. So even when I'm talking right now, I can't see my audience, but I'm still having that conversation. So that's kind of the same situation, whether you're using your tablet, even if you're having conversations through WhatsApp. Sometimes you can't see the person, but you're still having these conversations. So this is what you're mimicking when you're doing the test. You have to make your conversation flow. Use the mood. Mood is very important. If you're feeling happy, sad. So if somebody lost their job, I'm like, oh, I'm so sorry about what happened to you, but all of that, the mood, the intention, everything is there. And then you're having that conversation with somebody. So that will be very important as well.
I see. And because the reason why I asked, because for those people who are, or applicants who are not, I mean, it's going to be their first time to take CELPIP,
Yeah.
because the other English proficiency exam, they have on the speaking portion, they have an actual person going to be talking to you.
Yes, yes, yes. You are correct about that. So there are reasons why it's not one-on-one with the examiner,
Mhm.
because many times we feel that when you are talking to the examiner could have an accent as well. They could be
Mhm.
from a different country, they could have an accent, and sometimes that may influence how you speak because maybe you don't understand what they're asking you. Sometimes they might have certain gestures that they do, and then that could confuse you as well. And you're like, oh, why did he do that?
Oh.
Or why did she do that? And then you're only thinking about that and you can't respond correctly. So what we've noticed that many times, if you are able to have these conversations, as many of us do, when we're on the phone, we're having conversations to people we do not see. So
Mhm.
this is the same type of idea. even if you're outside, there's construction, there's noise going on, there's children passing, there's a dog barking, but you're still having a conversation, you're focused on the person you're talking to, then that's what is going to be reflected in this test. So we want to make people feel a bit more comfortable and make it more about real life than about just taking a test.
I see. Because like I said, it might influence or make some hesitations, especially if you're going to be talking to a person or intimidate you sometime, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but
And the
yeah,
same goes like when we're having these conversations, we're not, for example, talking in the same tone and we sound like a robot and we're just talking like this all the time.
yes.
No, we're using a lot of intonation, we're using
Hmm.
hesitations, pauses, everything. So it's part of the way we talk. Even if when you're talking in your native language, it's the same thing. You're using all the emotions, everything that comes with it. So we're hoping that you can produce the same during the test. And nobody's focused on what you're saying. You're talking and you will be in your own, almost like a cubicle. It will be closed off so you will not see the person next to you. One of the things that I can express myself is with my hands. I don't know if you see me or not, but I'm using my hands all the time. And so for me, during the test, I would do the same. I would use my hands to help me express myself, to give me that emotion, the content, the vocabulary. So all that will be reflected in the test.
Oh wow, that's great. And yeah, a lot of each person has its own way how to using their hands, somebody using their their feet or their head,
Yeah,
some fillers. So but again, speaking is very I think it's as you can see it's only 15 minutes, right? You need to manage your
that's right.
time, and there's 8 sections. Prep time, when we say prep time, like how does it work, Anna?
Well, prep time could be you can write down a few words. Maybe if you're thinking about advice, you can put three things there and then it'll
Mhm.
help you to guide you so that you don't lose perspective. And so if you see something, so if you're saying, okay, I want to lose weight and you say drink water, well, how much water? Like how often should I be drinking water? So all that information or what type of water should I be drinking? Is it like soda water or, other types of water? So there you can give more information, but if you put that, then you already focused on that
I see.
specific information that you've written down. So a lot of that could also be writing it down or at least helping you to think of ideas, but sometimes writing a few words or expressions, it doesn't have to be sentences or
Mhm.
phrases. It just needs to be something to help you to guide you so that you can continue talking about
Wow, that's good.
it.
And do you have a sample? Oh, there we go. I'm about to.
I do. So this one is about a personal experience. So it's a task too. So it's talking about having a good time with your family. I mean, they give you a scenario. So maybe you could talk
Mhm.
about a party, something you did at school, or a time that you traveled with a friend. So what happened? Why was it memorable? But it could be something else. So it's giving you at least some content
Mhm.
and they want you to talk about something that was memorable to you. So why was it memorable? And I always say like use as much details. When did this happen? How long ago did it happen? Who were you with? What happened that made it memorable? And then come up with those details, that information to give that content meaning. So if you're able to talk about something that happened to you, fantastic. But if you remember a story of what happened to your friend and you make that your story, that's okay too, because the examiner doesn't know if this is a real story or not. It's
Mhm.
okay. If you have to make up some details, go ahead.
Mhm.
Because what we want to hear is, are you able to give enough information? We're hoping that you're not repeating the same information all the time or repeating the same vocabulary words. We want to know that you have other words to express certain things. And so
Mhm.
we just want to hear that. And it really, like the story is sort of secondary, but it's just all of that rich information that you're giving, the details, the examples,
Yes.
that's going to be important.
Yeah, I mean how you can how your thoughts work or thought works, right? how you can express yourself. I mean, for me, when I took the exam, it's easy for me to give example which is real life example rather
Yeah.
than making up. And this is just my opinion because I can easily explain what happened. No, but
Yes.
like you mentioned, you don't need to, right?
Yes.
If you know, yes. But like I said, this is a strategy, and you will learn a lot for this session. I'm already learning. This is
Yeah.
just a beginning.
Well, I'm just adding information because sometimes when you're talking about it, you don't have much more to say. You're like, well, nothing else happened. But then if you want to add elements, go ahead. But I do agree with you that usually when it's personal, it's easier to talk about. And if
Yes.
you need to add any additional elements to make the story better, you can. But it doesn't mean you necessarily have to. It's just, it really depends on that story that you're talking about. And if it is
Mhm.
memorable, you usually have something to say about it.
Okay, great. Well, so guys, take note of this. How can they practice in the speaking? Like, do they need to time
Oh,
themselves?
there is something that I always tell my students. Like years ago, I used to teach CELPIP, but that was a long time ago. But one of the things I used to tell students is that record yourself. You have the ability to do that. You can record yourself
Yes.
when responding to questions. You have your phone, your tablet, your computer. You can
Mm-hmm.
record yourself. Listen to yourself. Are you giving enough information? Are you repeating the same information? Is there enough intonation? Does it sound natural? Is there a good flow? Or are you hesitating too much where you don't know what to say and then you lose context or you lose what you want to say? So with recording yourself, you actually gain a lot of more practice and more confidence in talking. So I highly, highly recommend, if you can, record yourself.
So, guys, that's already a great tip that you need to record yourself. We're try to take the exam so that you can gain confidence when you can listen. The same, but wait, there's more. Anna has some tips and some advice as well. Maybe we can continue.
Yeah, absolutely. So if you would like to prepare on your own, there are certain things that we can offer you. So we also have free webinars. They are weekly webinars. They're about 2 hours long. We have an instructor there. These are live webinars. If you just want to go and there's a section that you want to listen to, you can do that here. We're also going to be doing exclusive sessions with Nikki as well. So we're going to give you a lot more information. But if you just want to try it out, see what this is about, you can also attend these webinars. So there's additional information there for you. We also we're on YouTube as well. We've got a lot of sessions there, like mini study tips, like 5-minute study tips. We have live sessions as well. And if you want to study just on your own using these digital contents that we have, you can do so. We have additional practice tests. You will receive 2 free practice tests. And then if you need to purchase additional ones, we have practice test sets. Each set that you purchase has 2 tests. And you also have an evaluation at the end of the reading and listening section. So if you want to see how your reading is, how your listening is, they'll give you an evaluation at the end when doing these tests. Now, all the study products we have here, those are the original prices, but I will give you a tip today. Every Wednesday, Thursday, Friday of every month, it's 50% off. So if you
Oh,
want to take advantage of that, 50% off every Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, the last week of every month, but it has to be Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. You'll get 50% off. So if you want to take advantage of that, just remember, so it'll be at the end of this month. We already had one, so this will be on the 27th, 28th, and 29th of May. It will be 50%.
okay. And how about the voucher that I mean, the promo code? Where does it apply?
So that would be the CELPIP Accelerate. So there is a CELPIP Accelerate. I'm going to go back to where we were before. So let's give me a minute right here. Okay. So this one here, when you are selecting the type of, when you're in these study products, so you go to celpip.ca, go
Mm-hmm.
into your account if you haven't opened it yet, but go into your account. There's a section that says free study product. That says study products. Those study products, you will have a section that says CELPIP Accelerate Reading and Writing. You click on that, go purchase it until the end, and then there will be a box for discount code. You add the discount code and it will be for free.
Oh, it will be for free.
Yes.
This promo code is to make the Subject Accelerate Reading and Writing review will be for free, and I think it costs. I think when you post it, it's like
This
$40.
one's
$40.
this one's 25.
Okay.
The bundle, which is the CELPIP Accelerate Reading Writing plus the CELPIP Accelerate Listening and Speaking, that's the bundle package. That's the $40. But just if you purchase it individually, it's $25 each.
Okay, so what if I have a promo code and I'm gonna buy it the last week of the month? So the
Then,
Accelerate
yeah,
bundle.
then it won't work. That's the only time it doesn't work. That's a very good question. Thank you for asking that, because I've had a lot of people who tried it and it's like, yeah, it's because of the discount that it doesn't work.
So it's just
But
one discount,
any other time it will work, yes.
except for
I mean,
okay.
but then again, why would you pay half price if you can get it for free? So
Oh, okay. So, guys, once again, this is just for the review materials, the study materials, not on the exact exam fees. Okay, just want to
that's
make
right.
that
That's
clear.
right. Yeah. So,
Okay.
and this is one of the ones I was talking about, the CELPIP Accelerate. You will
Mhm,
have a starter Accelerate, which is 5 hours of content video that will be included once you open an account. And
mhm.
then here, just to give you some access quickly, if you want the free resources, the free practice test, all that, you can just scan it. It'll take you directly to all our free resource content. And then the study product, that's the store. If you need to purchase additional digital books, then you can go there. Also, to create your account, there's the QR code. And to register for the test, you have the QR code just to make it easier for you to access. I have that information here. If you need to contact us for any reason, if you're changing your passport to a new passport, for things like that, or even, I haven't mentioned this one, but if you have some type of disability or you need additional assistance, please write to us first. Do not register for the test because we need to know what situation you have. We would also require a doctor's note. So that would be a different situation, but this is the contact. So if you need information about that, please let us know. Write to us, and somebody will be happy to help you.
Perfect. Good guys, take note. Great screenshot. Get a screenshot for this promo codes, and yeah. If you have any questions, I did post the writing ads here. Send us an email at info@sununityimmigration.com. I will be happy to help you set up for your CELPIP exam. We don't charge for this. We're doing this just to help you guys. Once again, we don't charge to guide you how to get the CELPIP exam. And of course, the promo code, if you missed it, we will get you the promo code for free as well.
Yeah.
And Anna, another, okay, I think, there you go. I thought I really, okay, thank you very much for that very informative session. A lot of feedback. I have they're messaging me right now. I told them, please comment your question. They said, it's English. Well, yes, you can comment it in our language or in our dialect too, right? And I can,
Yeah, absolutely.
yeah,
I speak Spanish, but that's it. That's as far as my my
yes.
knowledge goes.
Anna, thank you very much. Like I said, it was short. I mean, it's an hour, but it was brief and very specific.
Yeah,
Uh,
there was a lot of information, but I think for the next series, it'll get easier so we can then focus on each section and then give you more tips, more strategies, ways to practice, what to do, and you can ask questions as well.
course. So everyone, just to share, this is live and save as well on our Facebook page and YouTube channel. You can review the session. If you miss it, you can review it. And it was Anna just explained the four parts, and she has example too and some tips. But on our this is a series of session with Celpip, and we're gonna be doing just wait for our posting. We're gonna be doing a specific, really, for just some tips, or we're gonna maybe invite someone who is an expert of self-pip
Yes,
also.
we'll have
So again,
visitors
Anna,
come in.
thank you very much. But I before I let you go, I do have one questions here. I mean, one
Yeah, of
question.
course.
Okay, so just in case I don't have access on the internet. Okay, and I just saw CELPIP Exam Center. Can I just go there and book the exam in person?
That's a great question. You do need to book online. The
Okay.
exam centers, they're not customer service. So the customer service is directly with the links with the information that I had
Mhm.
posted earlier, but you would still need to go online. In that case, like if you don't have internet, for example, at home, I would recommend go to a library. You have access to that. I mean, there's many different places, even coffee shops that have
Mhm.
free Wi-Fi, so then you can register for that. But if you have any questions on how to register, then that's where the phone number or Nikki could help you.
No, we don't charge in helping you guys. Like we're here to
There you
help and
go.
educate you.
Lovely.
This this is part of their journey here in Canada now.
Yeah.
Immigration mandatorily require everyone to take the exam.
Yeah.
So if you have any question, please feel free to message us, Sun Unity Immigration. If Anna too, she did posted the details. If you have any questions as well. So Anna, thank you very much. Any can you invite them again to apply with CELPIP?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, when well, we're going to be doing additional series
Mhm.
very soon. So we'll give you additional information, but to apply, you go directly to celpip.ca. And it's pretty user friendly, I would say. But of course, if you do need additional information, we have Kuya Nikki here to help
Yes.
us, and we are also here to assist in any way. So if you have questions, even if it's for me, you can always go through Nikki. I can help out this way as well. So we'll help each other, I think.
That's the best word. I mean, actually, because I do have direct contact with Anna too. If I can't answer the question, I'm gonna call Anna. But
Yes.
as I said, you guys be careful when you try to fill up the information. But what Anna said is a very user friendly. But if you're unsure, just message us, and we'll be happy to help you out.
Yeah. And one
And
of the best advice I can give to everyone
Mhm.
is to prepare ahead of time. Do not wait last minute because a lot of the times I see people, they find out that they have to take these tests and they have a week to study.
Okay.
That's not enough time. You do need to prepare in advance. I would say if you can prepare starting now, even if you're not thinking about taking the test, but you're curious to know about these tests, know how it is, you can even compare to other tests as well. But I would say start taking advantage now. Start looking at the information, understand what type of questions, the format, so you could be more confident when taking these tests and not be as nervous as many people tend to be because they haven't practiced. So practice as much as you can whenever you can.
that's that's very great, Anna. Like what Anna did posted, those QR codes, you can create a free account and you can take advantage of those free reviewers as well, right? And Anna, before, one most important question I need to ask is, even if I'm gonna take the exam on October, can I register as early as now?
Yes, especially here in Canada, there are a lot of dates that are in the future. I don't know if it goes as far as October. It really depends on the institution. So it depends on the test center. Some
Okay.
test centers have dates until that time. Other test centers might have it only for the next month or two. So it depends on the organization, but you can always double check. And if you don't see dates, let us know, and then we can try to contact the test centers as well to make sure that
Oh,
they're up to date with that.
I see. Because that is very important, especially with the timeline going on.
Yeah.
I always recommend if you are, on your uh, third term or fourth term before, I mean, I want to say this, the fourth term, because they're usually fourth or fifth term that they're going to be getting. So we always recommend do the English exam one term before you finish your program. But
Yeah.
the review, you can start reviewing as soon as you can,
Yes,
because
absolutely.
scheduling of the exam itself might, suddenly there's no more slots or there's no more seats, right? So it might affect you guys when you try to apply to your PGWP and you don't have the English exam yet, or sometimes it happens we might fail on our first take. So we still have enough time if we're gonna put more space in between when we schedule the exam itself.
Yeah, and most locations will have 3 months in advance. They'll have dates available, so you can check
Mhm.
to see that. Yeah.
Perfect. Okay, thank you very much once again, Anna, and expect for our second series of our what we call this um, webinar for
Yeah.
CELPIP. Uh, we're gonna post it in probably in next week, and just please follow our web page, Sun Unity Immigration, our Facebook, in our YouTube channel, and of course my personal channel, Nick Sun. You can search me on Facebook, and yeah, so that you will be updated once we post the announcement. Okay, Anna, thank you very much, and enjoy the rest of the evening.
It's been a pleasure, and thank you everyone for joining us today. Until next time.
Bye, Anna.
Bye, everyone. Bye, Nikki. Thank you.
Fine. Another session.
A suitcase dream, a one-way flight. First winter winds when new dreams stand. Left my home with a hopeful heart, trusting faith for a brand new start.
Work by day, study nights, whisper prayers, quiet fights. Every step made me strong. This is where I now belong.
I know the road you're walking on,
The fear, the fight to carry on. You don't have to stand alone. We'll walk with you toward a brighter day.
Under the sun, we rise as one. Sun Unity, your journey home. Through every storm, you're not alone. Together we are strong. Hand in hand, we'll walk with you where brighter days belong. Under the sun, we rise as one. Sun Unity, your journey home. Broken dreams and empty words. Every struggle, every effort deserves to be heard. So we built a place of truth, open doors and hope for you.
Every story, every tear, every hope is welcome here. More than maps of where to go, we're by your side.
From every shore, from every land, loved ones meeting hand in hand. Tears of joy, a brand new day will be your light. Under the sun, we rise as one. Sun Unity, your journey home. Your dreams are safe, your path begun. Together we belong. Step by step, we'll stand with you. Your future shining on. Under the sun, we rise as one. Sun Unity, your journey home.
You're